quirky, cool new internet show. Feature rising stars and living legends too. It's a live fun time and full of surprise.
We have a repeat offender on the show right now. It is my very beloved friend MaDaLyN, all the way from Texas. Yes, and she is the head honcho of Go Girls Music, which she can explain, of course, better than I can. So take it away, MaDaLyN.
Well, thank you for having me, Rew. Oh my God, it's like a three-peat.
Yeah, three-peat.
Like, how many times have I been in New York on a Wednesday?
Not many.
Not very often.
I know.
I've been on this show for years.
I know.
And like years,
it works.
I'm here a lot of
I know. It lives with me, MaDaLyN.
So,
you flew in today?
I just got here.
From the airport.
I came right to the rew-who show, because that's how I roll.
Yay! We love that.
Yay! Oh,
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good one, right?
Oh,
that's for you.
For
you, MaDaLyN. So how was your flight? No problems, huh?
Oh, awesome. It was awesome. Everybody from Houston, Texas, which is a lot lower down the country than New York, right? You would think it would be a lot warmer. We're actually colder.
Just today. Tomorrow we're going to get it. And we're getting it tomorrow. At least you got today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty mild here.
Today.
It's
Trust me. Yeah, but
yeah.
today is the last warm day for a while. But I do believe that, the last 5 winters, it's like we get freezing blasts and then the thaw. And then it warms up. It's like ping pong.
January
I can handle winters like that. It's really and warm. Mother Nature gives us a break.
I could not ever handle your winter.
I feel like I earn stripes every year. I prefer warm weather, but I feel like seasons gives you an edge.
Yes.
That you can't get without a season.
This is the perfect Indian summer.
It hasn't been Indian summer yet. I heard for Indian summer, you have to have a frost, and then the temperature has to rise. I am technical. I always say, no, this is not, we're still waiting for our Indian.
Oh, you just bursted my bubbles. No, I'm just saying, today,
it was beautiful.
The leaves falling, fall.
Is that what I thought Indian summer is when it gets nice again and warm and you don't
That's
need
what this is.
today.
It was 65.
Yeah.
But the colors on the trees.
Have we had frost yet?
Yes, one morning
Oh,
we
then
did.
maybe it is.
No, we did.
You're right, Linda. Don't. Right.
Yeah.
See, I just
Out in the
heard.
country.
I heard that recently. It's like you have to have a frost before you can technically call it Indian.
There was
summer.
fog.
Fog is not frost. Frost in
We
Houston.
we do. Not very often.
But you usually are hot there.
Oh, yeah. It's warm. Winter clothes last a very, very long time because we don't wear them as often as you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 months out of the year, 3 months tops.
So what brings you to the East Coast right now?
Tomorrow I'm driving to Kerhonkson, New York. Anybody here familiar with Kerhonkson?
I have. That's where the
What?
granite. I used to go there as a kid.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
It's the Catskills.
Kerhonkson. It's the Catskills, New York.
Oh,
And this
I
will be
have a
my
friend
third
that
year.
lives there. Kerhonkson. Yeah.
So it's my third year to go there.
It's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be very cold. NERFA, which is the Northeast Regional Folk Alliance. It's a big conference.
Okay, and is there a lot of music going on?
There's a lot of music that goes on there, and they're having me come in and teach social media because in
you are
addition
the
to music,
expert.
I do a lot of social media.
Yeah, now, alright, for social media, what do you think is the best and what is the most not annoying?
Twitter.
You love Twitter?
I love Twitter, and
Now,
anybody
is there any rule of over tweeting?
No.
You
It's
You
not
can't
like
go
this.
over the
You can't really go.
140
But I mean, but you can't over tweet. You can't do
even
it
if
too
you
much.
tweet 20 times in a minute, is that too many?
Well, that would be a little bit much. But it's
Did
not
you ever
like
read
Facebook.
Kanye's tweets?
Yeah, his stuff's a little crazy.
My daughter she thinks he's a tweeter because he writes paragraphs. He just writes and writes
You write paragraphs.
but he
on
does
things.
it in the
and in
tweets.
shorthand.
No, he'll write these long to
He's
the
the
world.
only one.
You know, not as tweets, like, you know, like, or he used to anyway before he was married.
Yeah.
Do you
I guess
tweet and on Facebook? And you do everything?
I do everything, yeah.
How do you have time for that? Because I can't even keep up
I
with
just make
Facebook.
time for
But
it.
she's a social media expert.
Yeah,
Mogul?
she's the real one. I'm not.
Yeah.
Hey, you're pretty darn good.
Oh.
I watch all the stuff you're doing on the rew-who show for years, and it's good stuff.
Yeah.
And plus, when I was the co-host last year, I was impressed with all of your tweeting and Facebook. You're running the Ustream. I mean, the spotlight needs to be on you.
No.
It absolutely.
The girl behind
Yeah,
the
we
camera.
love, well, she's in the scene.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally awesome.
Exactly.
You go, girl.
She's doing a lot in front of the scene too these days.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's true. So you're a Twitter freak.
I'm a Twitter freak. I have found Twitter to be a great platform to get your message out there, but not just that, but to connect with people you would never be able to connect with on Facebook.
Now I'm always suspicious. Like do you think everyone who has a Twitter is really doing their Twitter?
I would say a few years ago, not necessarily, but today.
Who cares?
And
You think so?
you know who
I do.
I played with HaPPy Valentine from the Go-Go's.
Okay, and it's her.
And that, oh yeah, and it was very cool. And you can tell when it's them because they're real. Like, they're not like, hey, come out to my show. Hey, we're going on tour. It's like, HaPPy Valentine posted and said, has anybody seen this Sean Penn movie? And I'm like, hey, I saw that movie.
Now, were you following her? Is that how you knew she tweeted?
No, I just, it's an interesting story. Somebody on Facebook, and they were interested in having me help them with social media. The first thing I did is I went and looked at, that's what I'll typically do, and I looked at her Facebook, looked at her Twitter. On her Facebook, she had posted an article about the Go-Go's, something last year where HaPPy Valentine, I think she was booted out of the band, and in tour revenue.
Wow.
I'm thinking, wow, just one of them gets $1 million. I mean, you know, multiply that times 5. So I was like, oh, HaPPy Valentine. I wonder if she's on Twitter, because that's usually what I do. I wonder if so-and-so's on Twitter. So I jumped on Twitter, and I saw her tweeting, and I could immediately tell it was coming from her.
Well, she would be someone that I would think would be her. Yeah.
And she didn't have, like, that many followers, maybe 10,000, where you would expect 100,000. So she made this random tweet. I responded. Next thing I know, her and I are chatting, and then, you know, she looked at my bio and saw that I ran Go Girls.
Right.
And that's why I always stress the importance of a good bio, because people are going to look at who you are and what you're doing.
Right.
And she saw I had on there that I was a founder of Go Girls, so she obviously went and checked it out, and she started talking to me about music.
Right.
You couldn't do that with somebody on Facebook. You couldn't go to HaPPy Valentine on Facebook and have a conversation with her.
Well, it could, but
I
not
talked to
as
Chris
a-
Franz on
But
Facebook.
most times they want to be
Talk.
private. Most times they want to be private on Facebook, personal. Now, when they have their public page, it's not always them.
That's right.
That's where it's more common for it to be somebody that works within their organization,
Right.
or an intern.
Now, do you find that when you do make the connection on Twitter, I find that I have had those experiences, not with HaPPy Valentine, but with other people. Like if I see a movie, and I'm really blown away, I wait and see who the like indie film, and I'll look and see, and then I'll write to them like, I love your movie. And you have like a couple of back and forths, and then it dies.
Right.
So like, how do you keep a relationship going on Twitter?
The key is to have a Twitter list. Do you know about Twitter lists?
No.
See, most people don't know about Twitter lists. Facebook has lists too. Did you know Facebook you can have a list on Facebook?
Probably not.
Friends or?
Yeah, like friends, and you can have different, you call them whatever you want, whoever you want.
How long does it take to make a list?
It depends. I mean,
Because every time you have an invite, you have to do 1, 2,
yeah, I
3.
mean, you gotta, put people in it, so it just depends on,
Do they save and then you can invite your list?
Well, what you do is for Twitter, I could start a list of celebrities, but then I want to keep tabs on them. I want
So
to
like
follow.
a wish list.
So I don't even have to follow them on Twitter. All I do is put them in a list, and then I just watch the list, and I can see their tweets very
It's
easily.
like notifications on
And then
Facebook.
I can sit here and watch and see what they're talking about. And then I go and retweet, I go respond, and get on the radar. I have my strategy thing with
And does this work for you? Like
Absolutely.
how has it changed?
Well, I've got 27,000 followers on
That's a
Twitter,
lot.
so that's been pretty cool.
And what does that do, though? Like, what does it mean in the scheme of things?
Well, you know, in the big picture, it doesn't mean a whole lot because
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, are all 27.
He gave you a penny a day, right?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
how do you make money in all of this?
Well, I teach. I teach
Okay.
people how to use social media. I'm really on a mission to teach people how to use Twitter because I find.
Now, who bought Twitter? On Twitter?
Oh no.
Facebook
on Instagram
right.
2 years ago, but no, Twitter is its own.
Thing.
Twitter is still the same.
Who owns Twitter? Do you know?
Twitter, some lady.
Twitter owns Twitter.
Twitter owns Twitter. Yahoo bought Tumblr along with Flickr.
Right.
And Facebook is just the big octopus.
Yes, the big octopus.
And they're not going anywhere.
No. But I teach people how to use Twitter, how to use it for their business, whatever business they're in, or for bands, how to use it effectively for their music.
Now, how do you get from any of social media?
Well, you know, it's having a plan. It's having a plan.
Aspirin.
You know, like have the strategy.
Right.
Because so many people just go out there and just put stuff out there.
Right.
But they're not really thinking about what can I do to help my business. And so when you have a plan, that's the first step.
So what's the like thing? Like, are all these likes so important? Like?
Well, it's important when you're the receiver, of course.
Like, I saw this post the other day on Facebook. It just was like a 97-year-old woman. Somebody forwarded her photograph, and in her picture she says, "I'm turning 97, and all I want is 97 likes on my picture."
Now, is that real?
Are you serious? Like, even at 97,
Does she know what a like is on
your
Facebook?
Of course she does.
Well, we fall into that. We're like, oh,
like a 5-year-old wants to
like because I want to go help this 97-year-old woman, and really, there's usually somebody else behind that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I just was thinking, like.
And a lot of my friends wanted to see what I liked, and they'll like it.
Yeah,
and they can snowball from that, exactly. Yeah. So that can happen, absolutely.
And it's sad that people actually, like with our page, rew-who, we're constantly, in order to promote something, you have to pay extra likes.
Oh, well, Facebook is asking.
Yeah.
Facebook is asking for that, along with a few other locations.
Yeah, and Facebook has gotten to the point where it's just gotten out of hand because a lot of us have spent years building up our build it up, we do it organically, and now Facebook says, sorry, we want to charge you money so that your opted-in followers can view it.
And it's not just Facebook, it's actually YouTube as well.
But see, that's the beauty of Twitter. You don't run into that with Twitter.
Not yet.
And that's what I love. Well, I know, we say that, knock on wood, not yet.
All right, so do you, if you had to choose, or which do you like better, doing the music stuff or the social media? Or they?
Well, I would have to say they're equally as fun. However, I've been in the music business for 18 years, as you know, and I've done so many cool things. Sometimes I think, what could I do to top all the cool things? Although being on the rew-who show,
oh, MaDaLyN,
is so high up there.
Yay!
One to play.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. You want to push one?
We could do like a kiss one, like where we hear the
the whistle.
The moi. Okay, there we go.
That's a good one. Yeah, there's some fun ones.
I love social media. When I started Go Girls Music 18 years ago, I was also one of the first web designers in Houston. So I've always been an online marketer. When social media started to emerge, it just was a natural thing for me to gravitate to.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a lot of things, but those are the main ones, basically, right? And do you think a new one's going to come?
You know, there's some that, like Ella, emerged a few months ago out of the blue. Everybody was hearing about this new one. One of the reasons why it got so much publicity is because they said, we're not going to have ads. Well, anybody that says we're not going to have ads is going to get attention because Facebook is all about ads. So Ella is pretty cool, but it's kind of boring. It's just kind of plain.
How do you spell it?
ELLO.
ELLO.
Like, hello.
Invite only. So you have to know somebody who's on there.
Oh,
Although
isn't that how?
I can get you invited.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna try that.
All right, invite us in, and we'll.
Musicians are jumping on there.
Yeah.
Now here's a tip though. When there's one that's new, if you kind of get yourself going on
Isn't
there.
that how Gmail started? You had to be invited in.
Well, Google Plus. Yeah,
Google
Yeah.
Plus was that,
Not
and then
Gmail, but
Gmail was
Google
like the most professional email because of the more data space. At least for me.
I just
Yeah,
remember
the
it's
Google
not like
Plus,
that
you
now.
had to have an invite, and it was all special.
Like Google Plus, it seems kind of
No.
difficult.
A lot of people don't like it because it's not easy.
It's not
simple.
easy.
We like simple and easy.
Exactly.
Facebook is simple. It comes out as difficult. People are like.
But it's interesting how they know what you shop for, because you only get the ads that
Oh yeah.
that you
Oh yeah.
just bought.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Something that's interesting. You know, with all the advertising on Facebook, we don't go to Facebook to buy. Am I right?
No.
We go to Google to buy. So think about
Right.
that. Google, if you're looking to advertise, it makes more sense to do Google ads, not
Right.
Facebook ads.
Yeah. Interesting. So, do you have a skeleton in your
You know, it was
closet?
interesting listening to the other stories, and I don't, you know me, do I have any skeletons?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm
I
an
don't
angel.
think so.
But after listening to Saul's story with, I have a Kim Valley story.
Oh, all right.
So
Let's hear
why don't
that.
we? I figure maybe this is like Kim Valley
Yeah.
story day,
Okay.
right? Okay, so this was probably more than 10 years ago. This was a long time ago. I was a speaker at a music conference in LA many, many years ago. Kim Valley was one of the panelists on my panel. It was a marketing, it was an
Wow.
online marketing panel. This was way before social media. And it was like Kim Valley, Derek Sievers from CD Baby, a few
Okay,
other
I
big
know
people.
Derek. Well, you were.
I know. Lowest person on that one, you know. I was like, still, I probably brought more people out,
Right.
but I was like, kind of body. And Kim Fowley shows up in this bright,
Yeah.
because he wants to be the center of attention
Which he always
in the
is.
entire room. And he shows up. Well, it's so funny how Saul was talking about, like, you know mentioning like knowing who he was. So here Kim, huge Runaways fan in the '70s. I'm like, I love the Runaways. I mean, that was growing up playing guitar. That was like one of my idols. You know, Lita Ford.
Yeah.
Right. So Kim Fowley, we're in like the little green room. Kim Fowley comes up to me. He goes, "You're from Go Girls." I go, "Yeah." He's pretty outrageous. And I've heard all the outrageous stories, but like this was my first time to meet him, and he was all about making sure I knew about some young female artist that he had under his wing. He wanted me to help promote.
Nice.
And then we proceeded to
It
go.
wasn't Snow Mercy, was
I
it?
don't remember, it was so long ago. But we go do this panel. He did all the talking. He made it very difficult for any of us to talk. He wanted to be the center of attention,
Yeah.
and it was quite an interesting experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's cool. So, does that
Yeah.
work?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the
yeah.
right one.
I interviewed him in a Holiday Inn hotel.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Did you
It
wear
is
black
on our.
jumpsuit?
He had Snow Mercy with him. He was wearing. I can't remember. Oh, he was hilarious.
He likes to dress outrageously.
He was a lot of fun. I have to
He
say.
is a lot of fun, but boy, he is one interesting character.
He is. He's a character. He's an interesting man.
So that's my story.
That's cool. You want some pizza?
Okay, I have to say, coming all the way from Texas and seeing
Yeah.
that this was
New York
Pizza
Pizza
Day,
Day.
I was expecting
I
a
know.
slice of New
Me
York
too.
pizza.
too.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're
I'm
better
better
off having no
expectations.
expectations. Exactly. I tried to get a pizza. I tried to get a local New York pizza place to give us a pizza.
Really?
Are you
Wasn't
kidding?
happening.
That's not nice.
Exactly. I know. Check it
That's
out.
unbelievable.
But we're happy. This is pizza flavor. Tell me if it tastes like pizza. It's granola day. It's pizza day. You gotta just go eat pizza later. You want to push a button?
So eat $1.
That you'd like best to have people check you out.
Perfect. Well, since I'm all about helping people, I'm going to offer a deal.
Okay.
So I use Twitter. I have an online course called Twitter Smarter because I'm on a mission to make people Twitter smarter, right? And then Good branding, right? So I have a website, twittersmarterclass.com, and normally it's $97, but I have a discount. If you do Twitter Smarter Sale, you get it for $75.
Oh, that's very nice. You save a
So nice
little
little
cha-ching.
discount.
Right, good.
Little
So
cha-ching.
get your Twitter on, MaDaLyN, and have fun upstate.
I will.
Fun.
Bundle up.
Yeah, we'll be back. We got much more still. Yeah. BDaY.
It's a place to get your 15 minutes of fame. Let me tell you, keeping it real, keeping it real. It's through the eyes of Rue, keeping it real. Rew and who?